Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's issue of the Game Tasty Show. How's everybody doing? I'm Dave the Watchman.
I am Jeff Roth.
And we are so excited to be with you. We had to play the E3 intro video. It's the last time we get to rightfully play it this year.
It's kind of sad. We had a thing going, and now it has to go away.
Yep, that's true. But
it will live on.
It's always bittersweet.
Internet infamy.
That's right. At least until we get deplatformed. Anyway,
yeah.
We're this is the official podcast / live show of Bacon.com. This is like the only interactive gaming live news show that I think there is in existence. I mean, there's Kind of Funny, but it's not interactive.
No, we're it. The only one's us.
Easy Allies, but they're not interactive.
Nope, we're it. Only one's us.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of a cool thing. So if you have questions or want to chat about a topic of the news, definitely hit us up in chat here.
We'll have a good conversation about how Dr. Pepper is best soda.
You know, Dr. Pepper is a superior soda.
It's best soda. I prefer the cherry myself, but
I like cherry flavor. I really like cherry Coke for some reason.
I think I go more towards cherry Pepsi, but I go towards vanilla Coke.
Okay, I like vanilla Coke as well. Are you a root beer guy?
Depends on the root beer.
Yeah, exactly. Because Barks isn't gonna cut it.
A&W is best root beer.
A&W's, but I like the premium stuff like Virgil's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a really good root beer is freaking fantastic.
Barks cream soda is damn good.
Oh my god, cream soda, dude! I love cream soda.
When I go to the restaurants that have like the big ass soda machines, I get the Barks cream soda with it's strawberry cream.
Okay.
And it is the most delicious thing you'll ever have. So when you go there, find some Barks cream soda, the strawberry kind. It's delicious.
I think it was like a Virgil. I think that's the name brand of it. Like a Virgil. It was a cherry cream soda yesterday.
Yeah.
That was bloody delicious, man.
Yeah.
That was
cherry
king
makes everything better to me.
Cherry's pretty great, and they're in season too, so you can buy fresh cherries now in the grocery store.
And even then, you put the grenadine in soda. Oh man.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Good stuff.
Now I'm really thirsty for a soda.
Good stuff.
But we can't have that wish because I gotta lose some weight.
I can have that wish.
Chubby monkey. You and your Dr. Pepper. I envy you. Anyway, let's talk about gaming stuff here. E3 has come and gone. It's like a week old now. It's a distant memory. It's in the rearview mirror. The countdown is already on for E3 2020. But before we get to that, what else is going on in the gaming sphere? We got Crash Team Racing coming out tomorrow. Tonight. Oh, that's right.
Actually available about 13 minutes ago.
That's awesome.
If you download digitally, it came out 9 o'clock Eastern, which is 13 minutes ago. So after I get back to the Jeffa Cave, we'll boot up the stream and play some Crash Team Racing.
Nice. Next week, we will be embracing death with Samurai Showdown, baby. Ooh, I can't wait. We're going to play that immediately after the podcast.
Yes.
In fact, that might just be the entire podcast.
It might be.
Playing Samurai Showdown.
And a week from tomorrow,
Mario Maker 2.
Super Mario Maker 2. I cannot wait.
Yep, that is going to be so good.
So tasty.
So all of the smart people are like, I don't know if this is going to sell 10 million or not. First off, who cares if it sells 10 million? Second of all, it's going to do so well because that game is like such a streaming friendly game.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to watch people just try and get through these crazy ass levels. And there's some Mario Maker 2, so there's no shortage of crazy ass levels for you to try and go through.
There are plenty of streams of people making levels, saying, "Hey, let me pull from the chat. Let me pull from people watching. What do you guys want to see in this level?"
It's like it lends itself to that creativity and to that approachability, and that's gonna. But it's going to blow up.
We'll definitely see, though, the ease of use, mainly because people want to be creating it in handheld mode, and if you're streaming it, that obviously poses a problem.
Yeah.
So and we'll see how the controller works, because I'll use a Pro controller while trying to make my levels, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And then Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is coming out as well, so that's going to be... I'm eager to see that one. I'm not quite ready to jump in at a $40 price point yet.
Right.
And then I think next week is the Steam Summer Sale, June 25th.
Man,
it's all over for us.
I gotta get a source of income here soon.
Some money.
Gotta get money here.
How many organs do you have? How's that liver looking?
I may donate some plasma.
Yeah, you might.
I've got duplicate gaming systems that I could part with that I don't use. So.
It's too like, is anybody farming for items anymore in video games? I was gonna say you could hire yourself out as like a Warcraft farmer or something.
Yeah, last one I knew was Diablo 3 when that came out, but that was back in the real world auction was a thing, and that went away pretty quickly. So,
Anyway, so that's what I'm excited about. Next week's a good week for gaming, man.
I'm excited because before everyone say a prayer for my Xbox One, I think it's biting the dust.
What?
No, it's overheating.
Oh no!
And because the game I was playing to overheat it was Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh
because
no!
Shang Tsung's out.
Oh no!
Shang Tsung came out on Tuesday. I think he had early access for us Combat Pack owners. Shang Tsung's fun.
Is he?
Shang Tsung
It looks
fun.
awesome, man.
So not only do you get Shang Tsung, but you get the classic ninja skins for Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Noob Saibot involved in that as well.
That is a game I have not played very much of. I kind of regret buying Mortal Kombat 11.
I still, being the MK nerd that I am, I still really, the story mode is I think the best in fighting games. I'm not just saying that because we know Nick and he's a big part of that, part of story mode, but it's just fluid combat, and I've always loved MK as a franchise. It's just some of the behind the scenes stuff was kind of crappy, but I can look past that. The Combat League is now live online.
Oh yeah.
I think you win best 2 out of 3 matches, and you can get some exclusive skins by going up the ranks there. I want to try it out, but not until I can get some sort of way to cool down the Xbox.
Gotcha.
Or maybe I'll buy it on PS4. Maybe if you regret it so much, I'll buy the PS4 version off of you.
I am really surprised. I'm really surprised that your Xbox is going bad. Because I expect my PS4 to go bad the way that it's like.
Sure. This
like
was a launch Xbox One, and I put that thing through hell and back. I'm sure playing it. I've played that the most of all my consoles. So.
Oh, speaking of awesomeness, they added some new games to Game Pass this week. One of which is a game that I have, always wanted to get. I just never got around to getting it. Rare Replay. I am so excited. I'm going to try that out. I think maybe tonight if I can tell myself not to play Metal Gear.
It's got the arcade version of Battletoads, which when people think Battletoads, they think of the NES game.
Yeah, that's not the one you want to think of. You want to think of the arcade version. That is the one. Yeah. That is so good.
I don't think the arcade one had the turbo tunnel. I might be wrong.
I don't remember. I only played through it once.
Might be wrong. But that will get you geared up for the new release coming out sometime next year.
Someday, I don't know. I don't know if it's 2019 or 2020.
Didn't no mention Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
Really, remember when they put the trailer for Streets of Rage 4, and I went apeshit, lost my mind because I love that franchise. We've not heard things since.
Clean you up off the walls.
Dude, Streets of Rage, I'm so happy that's coming back.
Yeah.
But anyway, Rare Replay, it's a great collection of rare titles, including, is it Grab by the Ghoulies?
Maybe.
The old Xbox game that it got good reviews. I remember that game had reviewing well.
So. I don't remember that game at all. I just want to go back and revisit some of the Conquer titles, because I played them a little bit, as a checkout, but I never actually sat down and played them.
Both Banjo games. Well, the Xbox.
All 3 Banjo games. Banjo Nuts and Bolts is on there too.
Let's get that game. It's fantastic.
I've heard really good things about that game. Yep. What else?
Both Perfect Darks are on there.
Both Perfect Darks, yeah. RC Pro-Am. That's one of the first video games I ever played.
Are on there, yeah.
All 3 of them actually. I think there's the third one. Yeah.
There was that N64 game Blast Corps. That's on there.
Yeah, Blast Corps. I forgot about that.
And is Jet
Force Gemini.
Jet Force Gemini. Yeah. It's the Jet Set Radio. Nope, different company. Jet Force Gemini.
Anyway, it should keep you busy for a little bit. But
and Xbox Game Pass on PC. I've been going through that and kind of downloading some stuff off of there and getting antsy to play some of that stuff. I put way too much time into Football Manager 2019.
Really?
Yeah. I love the sports management side of things.
Is that football or football?
It's the European football.
Okay, football.
It's soccer for us heathens here in America. I'm putting some time into that because it's part of my subscription. So.
I kind of scoffed at that a little bit because I saw that it was part of Google Stadia's lineup, but now I'm you do a little bit more research, and apparently that game is huge gorilla around the world. Yeah.
Maybe not so much here in the States, but definitely over in Europe. That franchise.
I don't know if
massive.
I don't know if I'd say it's as big as FIFA, but it's definitely
There's
sizable.
a correlation of people who play FIFA and who also play Football Manager.
Right.
There's that side of it.
You got to get just that little extra football.
Yep. I downloaded the Messenger. I'll try that out. Supermarket Shriek, that game they showed during Microsoft's conference. A little bit of a overhead kart racer. We'll try that out. I just kept pulling stuff down. Like, I was Prey on here. Sure, I'll pull that down, and stuff that I had passed by that are now on Xbox Live Game Pass.
I downloaded Sea of Thieves, and I just booted it up just to make sure that I can run it. And yeah, I can run it on my PC, which is awesome.
I downloaded that just so I can hopefully get the Master Chief skins for the...
Yeah.
Which was dope!
But I need to sit down and actually play that game.
It's just hard when you're by yourself. I will say, though, I booted up, I tried a brand new pirate, and it does a good job of at least giving you some tutorial. When the game first launched, there was no tutorial.
Right.
Like, you were just, hey, good luck out there. But now they actually said, okay, here's where this is. Let's start here. Now get your quest, and now go out and do your thing.
Yeah, I need to give that one a go and see how it's improved since the beta, like 50 years ago.
Speaking of games that improved over the past little bit, I played some Fallout 76.
What?
Because I had a free week. I had a free week right after E3 was done.
Yeah.
And so I downloaded it and tried out Fallout 76 on the PC, and that game's all right.
Really?
I played a few matches of their Battle Royale mode. It's kind of a cool... It's cool to have Battle Royale set in a Bethesda engine game. Because it's its own separate quirks that come with that. But it was kind of cool to see those matches get full. Like, people were getting back into Fallout 76, and I may have to actually put some money down on that again. I let the week's over, and I'm kind of putting that to the side and kind of focusing on other stuff right now. But that's definitely a game that has improved since launch.
Well, that's good to hear.
For something that we that became the butt of all of our jokes for a good reason.
Yeah, it's kind of No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it's definitely No Man's Sky, where it came out and was the joke, and then now all of a sudden developers are putting hard work into it and improving things and listening to the community, and all of a sudden it's getting better.
I wonder, though, is the damage done with the general populace?
I mean, if you were not looking into Fallout 76, you're put off before, you may go back into it, but if you weren't interested from the get-go, nothing will change that. But I think the community has kind of rallied around it.
Okay, all right. Well, speaking of rallying, let's... there was one more news item that I wanted to hit before we go back to E3. This isn't like a tasty one. This is like, have you heard what's going on with Etika?
You keep saying that. Like, what the hell's Etika?
Oh,
Etika.
No, he's this streamer. He does a lot of like Nintendo streams and stuff, a lot of Smash streams.
Okay.
Has had like some various weird mental issues, possible publicity stunts. Culminated a few months ago with the dude like live streaming him with his live streaming a standoff he was having with the police in his Brooklyn apartment.
Huh.
And then the police ended up like breaking down his door and arresting him and taking him to a mental institution and stuff.
Okay.
But late yesterday, he posted, like, he had a premiere schedule for YouTube, and it was basically a suicide note.
Huh.
Yeah. Just saying that he was really sorry that he let people down, and he deserves what he gets, etc., etc., etc. No one's heard from him since. Like, no one can get in touch with him, so... And even the New York Police Department now is, like, tweeting out, do you have any information on him? He's been missing since blah, blah, blah. If you know anything, please contact us. Like I said, nobody can get in touch with him. I don't think, like, anybody's been able to... Like, he hasn't been in his apartment or anything like that, so... Who knows what this guy is doing, if it's, like, a publicity stunt or if he's really, like...
Hope everything pans out the way...
Yeah.
Hope everything pans out the positive.
Absolutely. But... Yeah, it's just a very odd situation.
Yeah, it sounds like things are going south in a hurry.
There's a lot of speculation, though, that it is some sort of publicity stunt because he had posted something on his Twitter account asking people when was the next good time to pull something. And people were like, oh, maybe around June 20th or sometime like that, because that's when people are out of school. He's like, I'm going to put that on my calendar. And so this thing premieres last night. So there's the speculation there that, okay, he's pulling a really horrible publicity stunt.
Say, if it's a stunt, screw that guy. But
absolutely.
But if things are legitimately going south, and he needs mental help, then obviously, hopefully, he gets that.
Right.
If it's a stunt, then screw that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I just didn't. I not to bring us down, but I didn't know if you had heard about it or if anybody watching has heard about it or has any comments or anything like that.
I'll bring us back up because after E3, I went ahead and this past Thursday, I think it was when it came out, the Lego edition to Forza Horizon 4.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I put some live stream time into that, and check out twitch.tv/JeffRoth and check out some of the beginning parts of the Lego expansion. I like it. It's like if we're gonna go like compare and contrast, I think the Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon 3 was overall better, but there's a lot to love about the Lego stuff. It's not as massive as the main map, but you can tell like they put a lot of time and effort into the stuff that is Lego. Looks beautiful. There's towns everywhere, kind of spread out throughout. Then it's like a soccer park over here, football park over here, and a stunt park over here, and a desert over here. Like it's a pretty substantial addition to it.
Nice.
And the cars look. The three cars you get right out. Well, the three cars that they kind of showcase: the Mini, the Ferrari, I think it's the McLaren. They look fantastic, and it's just a lot. There's a lot to like about it.
That's cool.
And it's $20 standalone, or if you have Game Pass, a little bit cheaper. But I like it. I think the Hot Wheels is a little bit better overall, but I like the Lego stuff.
It looked awesome at E3. I was really pleased with it. Although there are a lot of diehard Forza fans just like,
we're hating this.
Yeah, they're hating this. And I guess my response is, this is Forza Horizon. It's supposed to be a little bit more fast and loose, no pun intended, with the rules. It's not the hardcore racing sim.
Yep. That's what motorsport is for.
Right, exactly. That's what Forza 8, when that eventually comes out, is going to be all about. Okay. I think that's all I got. Now let's move on. Yeah. E3 happened last week. All of the goodness for the rest of the year going into 2020 has been revealed. I think this goes without saying. Everybody has said it. This was a weird E3. This felt really off. It sucked that Sony wasn't there. It felt like way too many people were holding back. So that I feel has been covered to death. Mm-hmm. One thing I wanted to say in the negative was there's like way too much CG footage.
Not enough actual game.
Not enough actual game. It's like Bethesda was pretty much all CG footage. Ubisoft was definitely all CG footage. Microsoft was a ton of CG footage. Like Nintendo, hats off to Nintendo because they had actual gameplay and they had actual games that you could play in 2019 at their Nintendo Direct.
Square Enix had a good chunk of gameplay for
FF7, they sure did. So
that was good on them. But
yeah, last year felt off, and this year felt more so. And I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more, but I need to temper my expectations because I feel like I put, like after E3 2015 when we had Shenmue and Final Fantasy VII Remake announced, and it started to feel like, oh my god, we can get anything at E3 of dreams every year, and then it's declined since 2017, 2018.
Yeah. Well, I if I may, I have to rank the conferences.
All right.
Here's my personal ranking of the conferences.
All right.
I think the worst. We'll go from worst to first. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. Worst one, hands down, Ubisoft. I think that was just poor because nothing really came up we didn't know about, and things that they did show, like the Gods and Monsters thing, which looks cool, but it was
CG.
It was 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden, hey, now we're out here at Rainbow Six, and these two rappers who you don't care about are gonna start shooting. Like, my God, what happened? and all the stuff was. I mean, Watch Dogs looks great. I think that whole mechanic of anybody can be controlled, anybody's part of your group, that mechanic seems awesome.
Yeah.
And as someone who just has a thing for games set in London, I'm down for that, okay? That's why Syndicate's probably my favorite Assassin's Creed game. I love just that setting of London. But other than that, we knew everything else. It was just DLC stuff. The Uplay Plus stuff really soured me because it's not worth the price of admission there. I will say Roller Champions is fun. I did play a little bit of that demo they put out.
Is it the next Rocket League?
It might be.
Nah.
It may not at first, but I think if you support it, update it, put more content, which Ubisoft is good at, I think it'll start creeping up the list towards Rocket League. I think Rocket League is a better game, but this is still pre-alpha stuff with World Champions. But I think there's a space where both of those games can function in. I think it will be free to play when it comes out as well. So, but that game is fun. But other than that, it was more Ghost Recon stuff. It was more Rainbow Six stuff.
Yeah.
It was Just Dance. Again, it's no gameplay. It's just the people freaking dancing. And it was just lame. It was just a lame show.
People dancing to that shitty High Hopes song, which we still have like a copyright dispute on. And it's like, we couldn't help. We didn't choose to play that song.
To be fair, I do love me some Panic! At the Disco. That song was great.
That song could suck it. But no, I agree with you entirely. Ubisoft was by far the worst conference. It was like, there were no surprises to this conference. And I can't think of any E3 conference that I've seen in a long time where I've said, I don't care about any damn thing that they're showing here. And yeah, Ubisoft, I can't think of any game that they showed that I cared at all about. Like the mechanics, you mentioned Watch Dogs 3, the mechanics look good and interesting. We talked about this at the end of the Ubisoft stream. They're trying to get into like some political statement or something, it feels like, and it just shows like kind of a lack of understanding of the political situation over there. It just feels like a really jumbled mess as far as the messaging behind the plot of that game, and I don't want to delve into that right now, but that I think is going to sour me on Watch Dogs. Everything else was just like DLC and just endless streams of crap coming out of your mouth that I just didn't care about at all.
And again, like I'm interested in Ghost Recon. I thoroughly enjoyed the Division 2, but these are games that are already out. This Ubisoft would have been a lot higher if, let's say, Splinter Cell got announced,
Yeah.
or just anything from Beyond Good and Evil too, or anything that we didn't already know about. And again, the Uplay stuff just really gets on my nerves because, man, there's not enough there to warrant
that. That is my pick for the worst announcement of E3 2019 was that stupid Ubisoft streaming subscription service.
They're like Division and Division. I know the Division 1 is on other, like it's on Xbox Game Pass. Like Ubisoft games are elsewhere.
Yeah.
And you can get them for free. I got Assassin's Creed Origin off of Humble Bundle last month for free.
Yep.
So like this Uplay Plus thing is just a cheap cash in. It's bad. It's a bad idea.
Yeah,
no one should do that.
Definitely not worth $14.99. They don't have the breadth of library to justify it. It's just
Nope.
Very, very cynical move.
Yeah.
So and that was like the tipping point of me for subscription services. I'm done.
And like I enjoy Ubisoft's games. I enjoy that company. They have put on some good shows in the past. In the most recent past, they put on some good shows. And I love whatever his I love Iv.
Yeah, that would have been nice if we had heard a little bit more from him.
But he was on stage for a little bit, and then that was it. It was again DLC for For Honor. I like For Honor a whole lot. Give me more.
We don't need to hear about it. You could have cut all those DLC segments out, and then put like the Beyond Good and Evil video that you ran prior to E3.
I'm nervous that Skull and Bones got canceled. I'm assuming Skull and Bones is now got cut.
No, it's like next gen.
But still, give me something. But that was the worst show. To be fair, I'm not ranking Devolver or Kind of Funny.
Okay.
I think those two are just kind of their own separate things, and Devolver's show might still be going. I'm not sure.
I love Devolver. I love the fact that they do what they do.
Sure. At some point, it's like, okay, enough's enough.
Yeah.
But Kind of Funny had a great show. I think a lot of those games look really
good.
cool. There's a lot of great stuff, and they do some good work there.
All right, what's next?
Bethesda. I'm gonna go Bethesda up next because it was pretty run of the mill. Nothing was terrible, but nothing was oh my god outstanding.
Yeah.
Again, it was hey, we're fixing Fallout 76. We're sorry for Fallout 76. We deserve a lot of the criticism.
They didn't say I'm sorry for Fallout 76. They just said...
Right, they never said sorry. They said we deserve the criticism.
It was like a Russian official trying to cover up Chernobyl. Something might have happened, You might have heard a little something. Don't worry. It was just a car backfiring, all right? It's fine.
It was them saying...
The Yugo is fine.
They at least said, hey, we deserve the criticism. And they did. They at least understand that it was not great at launch. But that game got better. And putting a free week was, I think, a good touch. Just saying, hey, here's kind of a little bit of a Band-Aid. Here's a week free for everybody. Which wouldn't appease you, I know. But you didn't care in the first place about Fallout 76. So.
Nope.
We got a lot of Doom Eternal stuff, which excites me as a Doom fan. I am very nervous about Doom Eternal, though, because the multiplayer thing. They showed off that 2v1 multiplayer mode, and it sounds like that might be the only multiplayer mode in the game. If that is, I can't say that that's true, fact or not. If that is true, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because Doom plus deathmatch, like those two words are all forever linked. They had to patch that into the last Doom because of the fan outcry. How do you not put deathmatch into Doom? Any Doom game from the get-go. Why is it not the first thing that you do?
DLC, man.
Put deathmatch, team deathmatch.
You can
capture
get
the flag, whatever.
in a loot box.
Oh, I'm gonna punch some loot boxes in the face. But the stuff they did show for Doom Eternal looks fantastic, and it looks like a great follow-up to a great game. Like that Doom 2016, I still can go back to and play and tackle that because it's so much fun. I'm looking forward to Doom Eternal.
I agree with you again entirely. This was the next rung up from the worst. The thing that really got me was the freaking crowd. Like, the crowd wooing and everything. We started just making fun of it the next day and wooing everything at Ubisoft, but man, oh man, that crowd can suck a fatty for all I care.
Well, I'm assuming that the people wooing are employees. I'm assuming that they are there because
they're paid
the
to woo. Yeah,
this is a team behind Elder Scrolls Online, and they're there wooing their boss. They're there.
It's mandatory wooing.
Look at our
That's
stuff.
what Jason Schreier needs to look into is mandatory wooing at E3.
And I'm
so worried about crunch and everything, and I just think that everybody needs to unionize. Although I haven't really thought about the implications of unionization, but that just sticks with my socialist ideals. But yeah, no, you need to freaking investigate mandatory wooing at conferences because it's annoying. It's annoying, Schreier.
I always appreciate the passion that Bethesda
grow some hair.
That Bethesda and the fans and the people who work there, like the passion that they show. And I think that their conferences do a good job of highlighting their employees. Highlight like the people in the studio, like, oh, I was, and now it's cool to highlight the people actually working there. They need to shut up during the show. Sorry. It got annoying. It got to be too much.
Yeah, passion is one thing, but it just sounded like a bunch of retarded apes just
wow.
Woo! Woo! It sounded like Homer Simpson was in the audience. Woo! Woo! Oh boy! Or Ric Flair was having a stroke.
Wow.
They hired Stroke Flair and put him in the audience. Woo! 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 Here's Elder Scrolls Blades. Woo! Woo! Here's a CG trailer of a dragon getting his wing cut. Woo! Woo! That was Bethesda.
I gotta love Dave's face right now matches his shirt.
Yep.
The color goes. I wouldn't go so far as say Stroke Flair because hopefully he's doing better after the hospital visit.
You gotta throw that at me. Come
hey,
on. Allow me a little bit of cruelty.
Hey, you brought it up. There was some other good stuff at Bethesda, but overall it was just
hidden behind a lot of bland, boring.
A lot of it was let's start make good on some of the past transgressions, and I wanted more. I wanted some Starfield. I wanted something else. That's just not.
Didn't expect to see Starfield, but you know what? It would be cool if you came out and just said, hey, Starfield's coming. We don't have anything to show you yet because it's still in development, but we want to tell you what our plan is on this game.
Yep.
Here's what we're thinking. Imagine a world or imagine a universe, blah, 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 blah. Start pimping out the vision of the game.
You have to have some concept art somewhere, right? You have to think that some work is already done on that. Show some concept art. Just give us something to sink our teeth into.
Yeah, and then, of course, predicate that at the end by saying, now, we can't promise you that all of these things are going to make it in the game. This is just what we're thinking about. Maybe this is a terrible idea, by the way. This is what we're thinking about. But I don't know. I think it would be Because Bethesda has that connection with that passionate fan base.
Sure.
So capitalize on that. Go out there and like have a more intimate conference. Like you're having a conversation with your fans and say, here, this is what we're thinking, and we're hoping that you think it's cool. There's always time for some input. Maybe that's a dangerous thing.
I would appreciate that. I would appreciate if a big company like them get on stage and says, here's what's going on. Like, we don't want to throw all these professional sounding things at you. Yeah. We don't want to make it seem like we're reading off of a script or, we're giving you bullet points. Just here's what's going on. Be transparent. That's all we've ever asked as gamers. I'm not blaming Bethesda for this because everyone does it. Be more transparent.
Yeah, I agree.
Up from that, anything else on Bethesda?
No, let's get out of Bethesda.
I do appreciate no Bethesda Plus subscription service.
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
They have their own launcher though. If I want to play my Quake Champions, but it's nothing. No, I pay extra for that. It's just a separate launcher for Quake Champions and Elder Scrolls Legends and. All right. No games you care about.
So launcher face.
That's so many launchers. Like an Epic Games launcher.
Let's move on. All right, so that was the next to last and the worst. Yeah. Let's move up.
Up next for me was Square Enix.
Okay.
And I think a lot of that was, man, FF7 looks so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Man.
Damn it, dude. FF7 looks so good.
I'm kind of on the flip side of things, the Avengers game to me is not hitting home for some reason. Something about that is not sitting right with me.
I think that's the way for a lot of people. And it's like we want to fall in love with it, but I think we're all nervous about what the implications are about the live services function.
Yeah, because they said no microtransactions, but there'll be loot boxes for some reason, and it's not pay to win. It's a co-op game. How? Right? It's a co-op game, right?
I thought there were offline modes. It's very confusing.
Yeah, there must be a single-player offline mode, but they put so much time into it, and I wonder how much of it is we have these visions of these characters in our head from all the movies, and these characters in the game are so not them.
I can deal with the different style of characters, but it's the live services thing that's really throwing me, because I don't want another freaking live services game, and I don't want Avengers Destiny. Spider-Man last year was my favorite game of the year.
Sure.
It was a single player experience. It was a fun game to just sit down and play. It was like almost akin to when you first sat down and played Mario 64, and how much fun it was to just play with this new concept called the analog controller and just make Mario run around. That was how I felt about swinging around Manhattan. It was just fun to make Spider-Man swing around and run up buildings and, capture awesome photography shots and things like that. And then the combat was really fun. There was one knock that I had about it during the preview phase was, you guys are ripping off Arkham Knight. Oh boy, can't come up with an original idea. All right, we've talked about this numerous times, but yeah, they took the Arkham Knight template and then expanded upon it and made it.
You could do much worse than ripping off Arkham Knight.
Exactly. Spider-Man was so good, and that's just what I want more of. I just want more Avengers Spider-Man style gameplay.
Yeah, for all the time they were talking about it, I don't know what that game is.
And I know it's out in May, supposedly.
Also, that was the last thing on the show, and it's the one that's the furthest away. They're saying, hey, it's coming out next May. I'm like, wow. But
I don't
at
mind
least we have some actual in-game footage of it, though, which is more than other companies can say. But something is just not hitting for me, and I'm a little nervous about that game.
How are you feeling about Final Fantasy VII Remake? I mean,
that game will come up a little bit later, I think, when we head to our best games of the show. But oh my god! Now it sounds like this is actually going to be the first episode. Yep. So it does sound like these 2 Blu-ray discs that you're gonna get is just the first part of it.
Right.
And it's gonna be broken up 4 different games, I think.
I want to say 3.
At least 3. I wonder if each game is its own separate. Each game is their PS1 disc.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I wonder how far they're going to go into Midgar, though. That's the thing that's really... I can deal with the separate releases. What has me nervous about that game, and so many people who are coming out of it... Like, I watched a video of Maximilian Dude who played it, and he was freaking gushing about it.
Sure.
Like, this was like the second coming to him. He was saying it is so well polished. The demo was so well polished. It was so well presented. It was like flawless is what he said.
Yeah.
What has me a little bit worried about it is we haven't really seen anything beyond like the first bombing mission of that game. After 4 years, it's like all of this effort has been concentrated on that first bombing mission, and then you got the rest of the Midgar saga apparently is supposed to be on this release. So how far are we actually getting into Midgar when you've only shown us this portion? Right. And I'm just worried that once you get out of like this section, things are not as polished. So
that's kind of how FF15 was, wasn't it? Once you got to a certain point of that game, it kind of fell off a cliff a little bit.
Yeah, once you got to some of those last chapters, it was very unpolished. Yep.
But no, that's from what they showed of that, it looks fantastic. There's a couple more. There's the Secret of Mana, that stuff that was coming out that they showed. But I thought overall, Square was kind of my overachiever. I think I didn't expect much, and I got more than I expected.
I would say so. I would say that's good. They made good use of their time slot because they filled in the time slot that is traditionally held by Sony. I thought that was a very ballsy move of them. Personally, if I were Google, I wouldn't have done a Google Direct. I would have said, okay, screw it. We're going in. We're taking Stadia to that time slot, and we're going to show off all these exclusives. That
would have been my choice, but Phil Harrison was busy. He was busy at Ubisoft show.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what Stadia is doing.
I don't know what he's doing either.
But anyway, yeah, I thought Square had a really, really good show.
Yeah, strong showing for them. Above them, we're down to our last two, aren't we?
Yeah.
Above them, I put Nintendo. Mainly because a lot of games are coming out this year. A lot of games that look fantastic coming out this year. Well, the bummer that Animal Crossing is in March. Astral Chain still is not hitting for me the way it's hitting for you.
Well, it's... we'll talk about that.
A couple of games really stood out to me that we'll talk about later on. But overall, I thought they had a really strong show, and I appreciate them for showing us gameplay and showing us things coming out this year. So...
Yeah, I go back and forth with whether I rank Nintendo as the top or Microsoft, and I think I'd agree with you on Nintendo as number 2. And we talked about this a little bit. Nintendo, like I said, they had games that you can actually play this year, which seemed to be really lacking in everybody else's conference. So I'm really thankful for that. But that being said, it doesn't feel like they have anything that's really a heavy hitter. There's a lot of controversy apparently with Pokemon Sword and Shield because not all the Pokemon are going to be in that game. It's only going to be like, I don't know, 100 and something like that.
Oh no!
But there is a lot of outrage once people found that out. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to...
That's why we can't have nice things.
I don't think that's going to impact sales of the game.
No.
The game still looks all right,
yes.
But I'm not a Pokemon fan, so I'm not going to rush out and buy that game.
And to me, like
to me, it's not a heavy hitter. To everybody else, it's a heavy hitter, but to me, it's just like, eh.
I do love me some Smash Brothers, but those two characters they added, I really don't care about.
Erdrick.
Erdrick. I don't play Dragon Quest. Those characters don't have a hit home thing for me. I know I need to. And Banjo, I appreciate Banjo because we're being in the game. I love the idea of him being in the game. That would be fun to play. I loved the trailer with Duck Hunt getting involved. That was the coolest thing. That was probably the coolest trailer of all E3 was that. But in the end, I'm like, okay, Banjo-Kazooie, great. I want Heihachi. I want Diva. I want, I'm happy with the roster that there is. Trust me. I'm not that guy like, oh, this is not cool for space for other characters. I love the roster that's there. But these characters they're showing, I'm like, I don't really have a huge affinity for them.
Banjo-Kazooie, that reveal, that was a very cool, that was a cool moment. And it was an especially cool moment for those people who are older fans And it was a moment that was really exciting to people who have never actually played a Banjo-Kazooie game, because they're just hyping up, anything that Nintendo throws out. Right. So I agree with you. Ultimately, personally, I don't give a damn about Banjo-Kazooie being in the game. They're not characters that I have an affinity with.
There's nothing wrong with them. It's just like, eh.
Banjo-Kazooie, from what I remember, was kind of overrated. It was a collect-a-thon game.
Yeah, it was a collect-a-thon. You'll play them on Rare Replay.
Yeah, it was a subpar Mario 64 clone. Yeah. But nobody, that's the thing, all these Nintendo boosters that you see on social media, they've never played Banjo-Kazooie. They don't give a shit. They're just like, Nintendo announced something. It's so cool. It's so cool. Oh, notice me. I'm going to do a video on how cool it is. Let me do a video on my reaction. Oh, Banjo. Oh, suffocate me. Suffocate me, Banjo. Ah. That's,
Maybe we need to turn this into a reaction video stream. If they're making money, we gotta find a way to make money.
No, that's a brilliant concept, dude.
Making fun of them?
Yeah, we should do a reaction video to people's reaction videos.
just be me. It'll just be me.
All right,
in
disgust. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All right, Nerd Bacon's reaction
it's
video.
It's gonna be old men yelling at the cloud.
I love it. Oh man. Okay.
I
need to edit this out.
Gonna make so many enemies now.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming out this year. A lot of stuff that they were hyping out at the beginning of next year. You had posted there's one thing that wasn't coming out in Q1. I forget what it was though. I think you said, "Oh, does this mean that this is not coming out in Q1?" Or
was that on Twitter?
Yeah, that chart that you posted.
It was Doom Eternal.
Right.
Which I had a debate with Buffalo as to whether or not that was on the show floor, and I found out it was on the show floor for the Switch.
It was.
Yeah, okay. So it exists.
All right.
And what was the other one? Oh, butts. I can't remember the other one that I cited. Doesn't matter now. But it was Doom Eternal and some other game that I can't remember now. That are not on the list. That was kind of a.
And I'll tell you what.
Darn it!
What kind of knocks it down a peg for me is, it's silly, but not having Reggie, it felt different. And Doug Bowser, bless his heart, he tried.
Yeah.
But he's not Reggie. But that's not his fault. It's not like Bowser's fault.
Right.
It's just like it felt stilted.
It felt much more like American corporate.
Yeah. I was like, this is not what Nintendo is. But still, overall, there's cool stuff coming out very soon. So.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. It's a lot of nice AA titles, I would say.
I also give it up. No More Heroes 3. I like that idea.
Oh yeah, that was a nice reveal.
Yeah, and Panzer Dragoon.
That was a nice reveal. Again, a lot of nice reveals, but
nothing was
OMG moments. Yeah. And what was supposed to be the OMG moment at the end was Breath of the Wild 2 is now in development. Okay, awesome. I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that it's not going to be like a spin-off like Majora's Mask.
I'm just surprised at how Zelda Cadence of Hyrule was out, and it's fantastic from what I was looking at. There's so much Zelda, but they have all these other franchises that could have been that bigger oh my god moment. Like, Retro was posting an ad for please come help us make it help us make
yeah,
Prime
that was
4.
a big thing online just a couple of days ago, and I'm just like, you people don't realize they scrapped everything that Namco is doing. Like Metroid Prime 4, everything that was done was thrown in the trash can, and they are starting from new. This is like a 2024 game. Yeah. Don't expect Metroid anytime soon. It is just starting development now. It didn't start development in 2017. Like all of that development out the window. It just started development like September of last year. And I'm getting convinced now that whatever they're working on, or whatever they were working on between Tropical Freeze and then getting assigned Metroid Prime 4, I'm starting to think that whatever it was canceled.
That Earthbound thing got canceled?
I don't know if it was Earthbound. I keep getting told no, it wasn't Earthbound. I don't know what it was.
Earthbound would have made us say, oh my god.
Earthbound, yeah. And I'm not like a huge Earthbound fan, but it would just been a cool moment. And if there's any studio that should bring Earthbound back, I think Retro would be great.
Yeah.
Like growing up in Texas, like growing up in the US and everything, like they would have such a great perspective on bringing that humor into that game. And I don't know, like where did all that work that these writers that they hired, where did all that go into? Maybe I'm wrong. Like hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully they're just saving it and that's like their big 2020 game.
Well,
cuz Breath of the Wild 2, like if you're expecting that next year, then you're just like stone cold stupid, all right? Sorry, bless you.
Oh,
bless you.
Oh.
Breath of the Wild 2 is a 2021, 2022 game at the earliest.
Sorry if I was wearing headphones when listening to this. And then above that, I thought show was Microsoft.
Yeah.
I think it kind of gave us a bit of everything.
Yeah.
People were saying it's kind of boring, but I really appreciated not only us seeing all these games. We're starting to see some of these games that these companies have been working on. We're seeing, we saw a lot of Gears 5. I understand. That's kind of their big thing coming out this holiday season.
I think we saw surprisingly little of Gears 5 for that being their big holiday release.
The whole
this season.
set they made for that was like, okay, let's go down here, and now here's 3 wrestlers, and then
yeah,
next game. Like,
really weird.
Okay.
Really weird. They show us this stupid CG trailer.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. You've got this huge set. Like, dive into what this game is about. Sell me on this game. I don't need a damn trailer.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
And this game is a playable. Show me playable things.
Right. This game is coming out in September. You should have this game in a playable state. You should be able to walk me through and show me, like, you should be giving me goosebumps. Like, I should be, like, nipping out here at this game. And you're showing me a trailer. It's infuriating, the business decisions.
Yeah. Otherwise, we got a good look at a lot of really cool indie titles. Also got to see a little bit more of Ori. Which
we got another trailer for Ori. This game should be nearing. Why isn't this game out? Ugh. Sorry.
But get an idea of
surprised Ori is taking so long.
Right. I was a Game Pass for PC, being in beta that night, which I thought was really good and was smooth transition. I booted up when I got home and updated Windows, and boom, it's right there. It was super cool. I think looking into the future, Project xCloud, Project Scarlet, they at least let us in on what that stuff is. At least have at least something to sink our teeth into for the next gen, something that we can actually grab onto. And seeing Halo. I mean,
yeah.
Now that game.
Well, again, another damn freaking trailer.
From what I was gathering, that game will also be on Xbox One. And from the question was raised to Phil Spencer after the fact, will this be forwards compatible? They don't know yet. Right now, because I someone who watches Giant Bomb stuff, Jeff Gerstmann sat there and said, do I need to buy one disc? Is there an upgrade fee you have to pay? Will this work in Scarlet? And Phil Spencer said, we're not that far along yet.
That means it is. That means I'm right.
Project Scarlet is not that far along just yet.
Bullshit.
According to them.
Bullshit.
But the idea is definitely there, and I think they're going to be leaning into forward compatible. Now, will that disc work on both?
Yes.
That's the idea.
Yes.
And the idea of anything that you've bought digitally, we want to respect that in the future. That's why they announced the last chunk of compatible games, because all that work is now going into Scarlet. Now, not every game will work on Scarlet, as far as that you can't just take a random Xbox OG disc, pop it, and it works just yet. Mm-hmm. But everything that you have purchased will be used in Scarlet, and I think they'll probably go heavier into the backwards compatibility more into Scarlet.
You can play NCAA Football 2005 on Scarlet. You will have a lifelong fan.
That's the dream.
Buffalo.
That's the dream.
Yeah, I agree. Microsoft, probably the best conference.
The
it
best
was
show
very
overall.
well paced.
Yeah.
They had a nice variety of different titles.
Double Fine getting purchased by Microsoft. That's a big thing for Double Fine and Tim Schafer.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit more gameplay instead of trailers. I think it was a little bit too trailer heavy, and again lags at the middle part when you have like the Dying Light updates and all the DLC updates for current titles. But overall, good stuff. Like you said, the indie stuff was really great,
strong,
very very strong, much stronger than it's been in the past, and I think that's a really good sign for Microsoft going forward.
And a couple of those games though, I feel like they're out now, and they don't people don't know that. Like Supermarket Shriek is out. There's that one kind of 8-bit isometric hack and slash game. I forget what it's called now. That's on Game Pass. Like, stuff's out, and they didn't really announce it.
I'm really surprised that they didn't have more live streams from the show.
Yeah.
Microsoft had, like, nothing.
Like, their Mixer is their baby. Use Mixer. Like, have live streaming stuff there, I don't know. It was it a perfect show? No. But I think of the 5 shows that were there, they had the most complete show for me.
Yeah. I guess, like I said, the only knocks that I have, too much CG and too much 2020.
That's spread amongst every conference.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, what would be your top 5 games just real quick?
All right, number 1 with a bullet, FF7 Remake.
Okay.
Man, that looks fantastic. I cannot wait to play that. Number 2, Cyberpunk 2077.
Oof.
That game looks tasty. It may turn into a Deus Ex kind of game, but I'm down for that.
Everybody that I've heard talk about, like, the private behind closed doors demos that they had during E3, they're like super pumped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you hear about the controversy about like one of the advertisements in the background? Like all these SJW bloggers or whatever like freaked out because somebody zoomed in on this thing and it reveals it's like this female figure, but she's got like this huge like dick in her pants, like this huge mechanical dick in her pants, and like, oh, that's horrible for transgender, you're like objectifying transgender people, blah 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 blah. It's like, do you understand what this world of cyberpunk is all about? It's about people getting body augmentations.
Right.
So in the future, this is a plausible thing. You might have a woman who attaches this big robotic dick to herself.
It's a fake video game in a fake world.
Yeah, and then they tried to accuse the creators of racism because it's like, oh, you're shooting black people. They're like Haitian voodoo people, and you're shooting black people, and it's racist. When it's like the creator of the cyberpunk universe is a black dude.
Yeah.
And he came out, he's like, don't tell me what is racist in that.
Right.
Put him in their place.
Yeah.
So anyway, it feels like, because there have been some faux pas with CD Projekt Red in the past. Like they tweeted something out like using a hashtag, which apparently was like some political hashtag that they weren't aware of. So like everybody's like globbing onto them.
Sure.
I'm really worried that you're going to see a lot of the
Find it.
I'm trying to find the polite way to say it, the polite non-political way to say it. A lot of the usual suspects activist outlets are going to put out unfair negative articles and try and sink this game. Almost, it feels like they tried to do that with Days Gone, and it succeeded in spite of it.
Sure.
I just want to play a damn cool video game.
Yeah, at this point,
I
want to play a cool game.
Yeah, I don't need somebody projecting some social message or anything on me, whether it's somebody in the press trying to project your values on me or CD Projekt Red. Give me a cool game.
I think also that the whole stuff they showed on Microsoft kind of gave us one of my favorite E3 moments of the show, just Keanu Reeves just yelling, "You're breathtaking!" Oh my
god, that was great.
That's gonna be in the annals of gaming for a
There's
long time.
a petition actually for CD Projekt Red. They are trying to petition CD Projekt Red into. I'm gonna be Ric Flair having a stroke here.
Sounds like it, yeah.
They're trying to petition CD Projekt Red into having the last like game completion achievement in Cyberpunk be "You're beautiful."
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that would make total sense.
All right,
they'll do it too because they're a cool company.
Number three,
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
Luigi's Mansion 3 looks damn good. I love the idea of multiplayer, that skyscraper mode. I'm gonna play the hell out of that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Number 4, Link's Awakening. Man, Link's Awakening looks fantastic, and it gives us a little bit of a Zelda creator. Oh, we get Zelda Maker,
just a little taste.
Zelda Dungeon Maker. I hope you can share them online with people.
I haven't heard about that. And I put an article out. I watched the Treehouse stream on that. So basically, like you go around and when you defeat bosses, you collect like a piece of the dungeon. It's like a puzzle piece.
Right.
And then you take them to Dampy in this one area. This is like a new element of Link's Awakening. And it's like you can arrange like any of those, you can arrange those pieces and create a dungeon based off of those pieces, and then you go in and play the dungeon, and you get like a reward for playing through the dungeon.
Nice.
Yeah, so it would be cool if you could share
cool.
online. I kind of doubt that you can, but I don't know.
Maybe this is the step they need. Maybe this is the trial period that they need before making a proper dungeon maker.
I think you might be right on that. So they know the requests are there, but I think they just need to figure out how do we feasibly do this? Because there's a lot to... You think there's a lot to making a Mario level. I can only imagine there's a lot to making a freaking Zelda game.
Yeah.
So,
number 5 for me, I know it wasn't gameplay, but man, Halo Infinite. Just because of what that franchise has meant to me in my life, and just hearing the choir, hearing Cortana, hearing Chief, like it takes me back to 2001. And like I'm a high school kid again playing Halo 1, and it's just, man, it's gonna be tremendous.
I was an adult when it came out.
I kind of.
Why am I so old?
I was kind of an adult in high school.
All right, was it number 2 or number 1?
That was number 5. I went first to 1 through 5.
Okay.
No particular order.
I'm gonna go 5 through 1.
Okay.
Here. Now I tried to stick to stuff that was like playable and stuff that we actually saw gameplay. So Cyberpunk gets an honorable mention, but we didn't actually see gameplay of Cyberpunk.
Okay.
So, but it's definitely on my radar. Come April, you can take all my money. Yeah. Anyway, number 5 for me, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah.
You're right. It looks great. It's finally time for Luigi to get his time in the sunshine or under the moonlight, so to speak.
On a console, not just my 3DS anymore.
Uh-huh. It's time.
I mean, obviously the GameCube version, but now we're...
Well, the GameCube version was so experimental, and it felt like they were trying to figure out what they were doing. The 3DS version was like a nice surprise. We didn't really expect to see that franchise, but now it's time.
Yeah.
Now it's time, Nintendo. You can't just treat this like a little side franchise anymore. This is like, let's take the next step. I don't expect this to be a pillar franchise.
No.
But let's take the next step. And I think they're going to do that. This game's looking really, really cool.
Not much Luigi love since the year of Luigi. And now he's getting into Mansion 3, and now he'll be a big part of Mario Maker.
That 3DS game was really
good.
To play.
Yeah.
All right. Staying with Nintendo. Number 4, Link's Awakening.
Yep. How
can you say no to that game?
Yeah.
It's adorable. It's out in September. That's like so close.
Yeah.
That's a quarter of a year away. That's 3 short months, man. It's almost here. You can almost taste Hyrule on your lips.
You can now play Cadence of Hyrule.
I missed out on the Game Boy version of Link's Awakening because it didn't have a Game Boy, so I'm really excited to go and try this in a whole new way for the first time. Looks beautiful. I cannot wait. Give it to me. Number 3, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep.
How can we forget about it?
Yep.
It's a Star Wars game we've always wanted. It's a good Star Wars game, something we haven't seen yet this entire generation. Maybe in the past, like 2 generations. It's been a while. Right. But, everything
that showed really well. Again, it just shows that Respawn can make a damn good game.
I accept that you can't play as Darth Vader, although I was talking to Lauren about this, and I was, like, fleshing out my idea for the perfect Star Wars game, which, as many of you probably know, devotees will know, my perfect idea is you play as Darth Vader hunting down the Jedi. It's basically Jedi Fallen Order, but you play as Darth Vader, and it's an open world, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was fleshing this stuff out. Man, EA, if you want to make the best effing video game ever made, give me a call. I have got such a great plot for a Star Wars based video game. Like, I got this thing all freaking mapped out. Even the end of it, it would blow everyone away, guaranteed. Anyway, I'm excited for Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's out in November.
Yeah.
Number 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
How can you say no to one of the greatest games of all time getting remade for a new generation? They didn't put pants on Tifa, so I'm happy about that. Although they said they've got it, they just in a news article they're like, well, we have an ethics department, so we had to make sure that
they made her breast smaller.
They made her breasts a little bit smaller. They made her breasts proportional.
Okay.
Proportional is the polite way.
There you go.
It's not dead or alive. You can't have
I guess they can't remake
flop in different directions.
I guess and the Square Enix can't remake another Tomb Raider then. I guess I don't know.
It'll be all right. When the PC version comes out, the modders will correct this situation.
Modders don't let me down ever.
No, they don't. But anyway, the game, in all seriousness, looks fantastic. Yes, it does. I can't wait to see more.
I love the combat system. It's real time, but also it pays homage to the turn-based stuff at a certain point. I love that back and forth. That stuff's
perfect.
Great. Yeah,
it's perfect. I just hope the rest of the game beyond the bombing mission is as good as that. That's the only reservation that I have.
Do we even get out of Midgar in Disc 1?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's like they've said, it's all Midgard.
And then
I'm okay with that, but you've got to make it like the most freaking detailed. This has to be like the Midgard of our dreams. Like if you were maybe slightly younger than me when you played the game for the first time, and you like still like kind of had that little kid in you where you fantasize about what it would be like to be like in that game world, and you're like, oh man, what would it be like to wander the streets of Midgard? That's what I want this to be like.
Yeah, and
I still have those fantasies.
I can't wait to see proper HD Sephiroth. I know I was stoked to see him in Advent Children. The movie sucks, but like seeing one of my favorite gaming characters of all time, like in full HD, full badass mode, I can't wait for that.
And for anybody who's curious, like go watch Maximilian Dude's synopsis of the demo. Square, why don't you just release that demo on PlayStation Network? What's stopping you? Come on. Let's go.
It'd be the most downloaded thing ever.
They're probably gonna do it closer to release, but there's no need to wait on that. Just let's go.
And we got a date at least. We got a March date on that.
Yeah.
Which Watch Dogs comes out like a week before that or a week after that.
Again, Watch Dogs. I'm not even.
I'm just saying, like at that point, it's gonna just murder Watch Dogs in the sales figures.
Yeah. Last but not least, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
There you go.
Boom! My number one announcement.
Yeah.
I love flying games. I want to be I wanted to be a pilot so bad.
It looks tremendous. Oh my god, that looked beautiful.
To buy a high-end PC so I can play this with like ray tracing graphics settings.
I wonder if that's part of Xbox Game Pass on PC.
I don't know. Oh well, it's not out yet.
No, I'm saying when it does come out, is that part of Xbox Game Pass
I would
on
imagine.
PC?
I would be disappointed if it wasn't.
It's a Microsoft game.
Am I gonna talk like this?
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
We should do an episode where we finish all of our things with a high cadence like this, and everything's a question.
And then I react to you doing that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Notice I did not say PSO2 in my top 5. I've played that game. I'm excited that PSO2 is coming to the States. They kind of missed the window, I think, a little bit. That game came out in 2012. It's not coming out here for 8 years after the launch. They missed the window, the Prime window, but I've played PSO2. I'm excited to play it without having a patch for it. But I'm like, okay, cool. This game's already out in other countries. I played it, so.
All right, final grade. How would you grade E3 2019?
C+.
Man, we are on the same page tonight. C+ indeed. Yeah.
Just a lot of, we kind of had expectations up there because we're going into this new way of media. We're going into a streaming-focused life, and we only really got that from Microsoft about Project xCloud. We got a little taste of next gen with Project Scarlet, but really nothing really shocked us this entire time.
Well, except for Flight Sim. I was shocked that they're doing a Flight Sim.
And they're finally bringing PSO2 over, which excited me.
Yeah.
But
and Microprose. Like, this was an old company that used to do flight sims back in the day. Apparently, I just saw a press release. They're resurrected now, and they're putting out, like, this new World War II flight sim. And I'm like, let's go!
Good for Microprose. All right, we have another piece of business here to take care of.
It is time to announce our winners for the Predictions Showdown.
This never goes well.
No, this never does. I did not take good enough notes for yours.
That's okay.
All right.
I'll make sure that they're correct on my end.
By the way, this was like the worst year for predictions I think I've ever had. I apologize. This was terrible. I expected a little bit more out of E3, and it's like you put the chicken on the grill and then you like watch The Office and drink some beers and you forget that the damn thing is there.
Man, that's all the perfect night.
You go back out and it's like, well, you eat it anyway because you're too damn lazy to order a pizza or something. It's trying to be healthy,
right?
But, you got to dig through a lot of char to get to. This didn't happen to me. I'm not saying that this happened.
It sounds like it happened to you recently.
No.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. So, I started off my E3 predictions bonanza by saying that Ubisoft will announce Splinter Cell. They'll announce a new collaboration with Nintendo, and they'll announce Watch Dogs 3.
Well, I'll give you a partial point on that, but the Watch Dogs 3 was announced even before E3. So.
Well, it ended up being announced before E3, but we got the prediction. We got the prediction in beforehand, so we're still going to count it.
Yeah, I'll give you a partial point.
Yeah, I'll get 1/3 of the point. You put a modifier on that.
I did.
You said Watch Dogs 3, spring 2020.
Yeah.
You were right on that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 1/3 of a point on that.
Yeah, baby.
You know it.
Look at me go.
You know it.
That was beautiful on my part. I forgot I did that. Thank you. I thought, like, Splinter Cell's this year, right? No, because Ghost Recon's this year. Well, shit. Then that might be spring. No, Watch Dogs is spring. Okay, now Watch Dogs is out. Okay, go spring. But I got it.
I also had another modifier on here, and I said both Splinter Cell and Watch Dogs 3 will be offered as part of Stadia service. Now, of course, there's no Splinter Cell.
Right. But Watch Dogs 3 had the Stadia logo on it, correct?
It did. I'm giving myself another third. I'm up to 2/3 of a point.
All right.
All right. Let's see. You said Microsoft announces next Xbox. I didn't take any further notes.
I remember saying they'll give it some sort of weird project name, but they won't give the actual name for it. But I said, well, at least see actual hardware for next-gen consoles. And boy, did we.
Yep. You were right on all accounts. That's a full point for you.
So up to a 1 1/3 point.
You said, for your second prediction, we were going to see gameplay for 2 games. Starfield and Halo Infinite.
Let me go back on this. I had said that Halo Infinite will be a launch title for the next console. And then we would also see Starfield gameplay.
Okay. You got Halo Infinite's right. It is a launch console, or a launch title for the console, but we kind of knew that, I feel like. We kind of knew that. And Starfield gameplay didn't happen.
Right.
So I'm going to give you 1/3 of a point for that. 1/3 of a point.
So I'm up to 1 2/3 points.
There you are. All right. I said... Jesus. God.
We know what we're talking about most of the time. We're actually experts in the field.
I must have hit peyote or something. I don't know.
Without me?
It's
weird.
Paint fumes.
All
right. Microsoft will show off Fable 4. And it will focus on an extensive single-player experience and less on the half-baked moral choices of the originals.
Swing and a miss. Our E3 sound awesome.
Woo! Yeah. I was eating too much burnt chicken that night.
Apparently.
All right. I'll skip to mine. For number 3, my third prediction, I said Microsoft is going to bring back the Instinct. It's going to be Killer Instinct 2, baby! It still hasn't happened yet.
No, I think that's more of an announcement for something like Evo.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right. You said Nintendo was going to reveal a new character for Smash Brothers, and that his name would be Steve.
From Minecraft.
Minecraft Steve.
And that he'd be available that night. Well, I got 1/3 of that right.
Oh, I'm not even giving you a point. The prediction was Minecraft Steve. I'm not giving you.
Was a new Smash character.
That doesn't count. We
Of
all
course
know.
not.
We all know we're gonna get a Smash character at freaking E3.
Fine.
Come on.
Fine.
Come on. All right. I said you will not get a Metroid Prime trilogy announced.
That part was true.
You will not get it. It's not happening. I said if those get remade, they will be remade one at a time. Slow drip torture of your wallets, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I would have gotten a full point there, but I kept my mouth going.
You just keep talking.
I kept going. This train don't stop. I ain't gonna stop because you pull the whistle. I ain't doing it.
I got the gold shovel like I'm Triple H.
There's too much coal in the engine. All right.
Colon.
I continued on with this insanity and said, instead, you're gonna get Super Metroid remade for Nintendo Switch in 2020.
Wow.
I will give myself
Les whiff.
1/3 of a point.
Yeah.
So now I have a.
I like how the prediction was something would not get announced.
Yeah.
I could do that too. Hey, I bet a Gear 6 won't get announced. Oh shit, I was right.
Sometimes it takes a brave man to stand up and say, "No, you're not gonna get your dreams. I'm sorry."
Well, Dead Rising 5 not happening. Oh,
Yeah.
I win.
I'm sorry. You're a failure, Billy. You're a failure. You said. I love these result shows.
Yeah.
My favorites.
Uh-huh.
You said.
I only hear what I want to.
Battletoads would be out this summer.
Yeah, I thought that it actually got that more work was done on that than actually is.
While we saw Battletoads, there's not a whiff of when it's coming out. As far as I know, it's coming out after Jesus comes back.
That has more. We didn't see any number on that, so I'm betting that's the next year thing too.
I said Final Fantasy VII. No, I think I actually crossed this out.
Because I took that one from you. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said.
You
said Final Fantasy VII gets a release date no later than January 2020.
I had predicted the release date for that was this holiday season.
I will give you 1/3 of a point.
Because it got a release date.
You got a release date, but it is March.
It is March.
I said that we would get like the big AAA third-party title that we were going to get for the Switch would be Overwatch. And that did not frickin' happen.
Nope.
I was surprised. I thought that was going to be a sure thing. I thought I was so smart. And then after I talked about that in January, I, got word. Oh yeah, I hear it's coming. Where is it? Where are you, Overwatch? Are you watching over anything? I don't know. Not watching over crap on Switch.
I'm not surprised that was not announced at E3. I think if they announce Overwatch on Switch, watch BlizzCon this year. Because either they'll announce Overwatch on Switch or they'll go full on Overwatch 2 with that coming to Switch.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because BlizzCon will need something for their major address outside. I know Diablo 4 is coming. They're working on Diablo 4. They'll announce that probably BlizzCon as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if, hey, we're bringing Overwatch to Switch, and they'll announce that at BlizzCon. Because it's kind of I think they can put on their main stage show.
Yeah. All right, so bottom line, after all of our half points are tallied up, it's a 2-1 win for Jeff. Jeff, congratulations. You won E3 2019. And now I think you need to pick the penalty for me as the loser in this scenario.
We'll figure that out and come back with next week.
All right. There you have it. Jeff is the big E3 2019 winner. And the penalty.
I get penalized this weekend because on Sunday I'm going to watch Stomping Grounds.
Oh God. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. All right. We also had our over/under.
Did you keep track of all this?
I did.
Wow.
All right. I'll try and go through quickly.
All right. So for those who were watching, we pulled this from Golfing Buffalo, our friend here on the plains.
Yes.
Kind of an E3 over/under kind of prop bets.
Yep. All right. So he said, will we see at Xbox E3 conference, will we hear the words exclusive or world premiere over 25 times or under 25 times? I guess I didn't keep track.
All right. Fantastic.
It was under. I think it was under.
You think it was under?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have the answers somewhere? Because all I see is our name.
Yeah. This is the under column. I had under.
Yeah, but do you have the actual number?
No.
Okay.
I'm just going off memory. So this is the one that I won.
Okay. Yeah, I like how you're going to win all of these by memory.
Yeah. All right. At Xbox's E3, the number of studio acquisitions, would it be over 2 studios or under 2 studios? I said over, you said under. And they only announced one studio. So there you go. That's one for you.
Wow. Good memory.
Nintendo Direct. How many GameCube era remakes would we see?
Over under was 1 and we saw 0.
We saw 0.
That we were remembering.
Yeah. So we all got this.
Because was Panzer Dragoon on the GameCube? I know it
wasn't on the GameCube. It was on the
Saturn first.
Saturn.
And then, yeah.
And then it was on the Xbox. So
under Orta. But yeah.
Would it be considered a remake?
No.
It's a franchise that's getting resurrected.
No.
SpongeBob's getting resurrected. So that's the second one.
But that's a THQ. That's not a Nintendo thing.
Well, he's just saying GameCube era. So I don't think it's necessarily
during Nintendo
limited.
Direct.
Oh, gotcha.
There.
All right. Number of Labo kits announced. Would it be over or under 1 kit?
I think I had said 1.
You said 1. I get this one.
Yeah.
E3 is not the time for Labo kits.
Are they bailing on Labo already?
Probably not, because they got Labo VR.
Yeah.
All right. Nintendo Direct / EA Play. The number of Nintendo projects. Would it be over 2 games including FIFA, or would it be under 2 games including FIFA? I said it would be 2 games including FIFA, because I thought we were going to get Plants vs. Zombies and FIFA, and I don't think we got Plants vs. Zombies, did we?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if we got anything.
Yeah, so that's a nothing. That's a nothing. Take-Two, number of holiday 2019 games shown. We both said under. Under 3 games.
Because didn't they just show Borderlands and that was about it?
We didn't even see it at E3.
Did we not?
Yeah. We didn't see NBA 2K.
Okay, yeah, we got nothing. So
yeah.
We were all right there.
Square Enix, number of times Sony is mentioned. Would it be over or under 10 times? I didn't hear it at all.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I know it's in the credits, I'm sure, of FF7. But they didn't actually say it with their mouths.
For Activision, times Call of Duty is referenced by Activision as reboot, esport, or team play. Would it be over or under 4 times? We all said over.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I think nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
But we weren't really paying attention to too much of the outlying stuff. So Activision may have on the show floor.
Yeah, Activision wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the Call of Duty was there on the show floor.
Yeah. All E3 week, all studios, number of times streaming is mentioned in PR or on stage. Over or under 50 times. We all said over, and I think that was under. Yeah. Hardly heard much about it.
I know that we had a lot of streaming stuff with Project Scarlet and with Project xCloud and stuff, but other than that was pretty much it.
Okay, you're going to have to help me jog my memory on this one. Okay. Xbox, number of times Game Pass exclusive is announced. Would it be over 2 times or under 2 times? We all said under. I think it was over.
I don't know if the words Game Pass exclusive was said.
I could have sworn it was.
Well, we'll push that for later. We'll have to rewatch. We'll have to rewatch the show.
I'm not rewatching the show.
Okay.
Fudge that. All right. Number of 2020 titles shown at the Nintendo Direct. Would it be over or under 3 of them? Okay. I said 3 titles. And you said under. I'm trying to think.
Because Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yeah.
Did No More Heroes 3 have an actual year on it?
Yep, 2020. Okay. And Breath of the Wild is in development.
It didn't have a title. It didn't have a number on it. Did Panzer Dragoon have one?
I don't think Panzer Dragoon had one.
Was that it?
Let me think here. Doopity doopity doop 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 doop. Doopity doop. Let's go to the internet machine. Internet machine, you gotta tell us what is.
We should reach out to Buffalo and say, hey, what are the answers?
Yeah, he should have been keeping track of this.
Yeah, it's his game. And for those watching live, don't forget, after we wrap up the show, I'm going to head on home and boot up the PS4 and stream some of the new Crash Team Racing, which came out about an hour and a half ago. So I'm sure Justin is full on in Crash Racing mode, but I'll stream some of that over at twitch.tv/JeffRoth. You want to hang out there. Also, if I'm subjecting myself to Stomping Grounds on Sunday, I may do another watch along, talk along with Dave if he's available this Sunday. If not, I'll go through it myself on the Discord channel.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any date.
I'm going to say I won. Because it was 2.
I'm going to win. Let me try. What games were...
And then, yeah, while we're here next week, we're going to be mainly just playing Sam Show. I know Dave and I are both super excited for that game to come out. I may not pick it up day one just because of my current income restrictions. And all my trade-ins are going to go towards Mario Maker. So we'll be streaming that next Friday when that comes out. But yeah, we'll be probably playing some Sam Show here next week.
Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see.
DLC don't count.
DLC don't count. Dragon Quest is this year. Luigi's Mansion is this year. Come on, you dingus. Try not to cuss.
Too late now.
Dingus isn't a cuss word.
I'm just saying, you're trying not to cuss, but we've cussed already on this stream.
Wait, Trials of Mana, that's out next year.
Okay. Oh yeah, that Daemon.
Panzer Dragoon arrives this winter, so I think we're up to 4.
So we're both wrong then. Because you pushed and said 3.
Why do I have to push? Alright, yep, it's over. Over for 2020 games. Alright, so yeah, nobody wins.
Okay. All that.
All that.
But
nothing.
Nobody wins.
That's the story of my life.
Nerd bacon. Nobody wins.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sakes. Number of AAA third-party ports announced.
You just had it up on your phone.
Over or under 8?
I think it was...
What was he drinking when he was like, 8 AAA third-party games announced for Switch?
Were there any?
What? What are you smoking? You're lucky if you get 2 AAA third-party games announced for Switch.
We all win that one.
We all win that one. There was one. There was Witcher 3 as a AAA thurd-party game announced.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot.
And that's going to run at 540p in handheld mode, so it's going to be a very smudgy AAA.
If you're going to play Witcher 3, first of all, you probably already play Witcher 3. Play it on PC.
Yeah. I hope you're looking forward to all these people excited to pay $60 again for a 5-year-old game.
What's the install on that? It's got to be bigger than the internal memory, isn't it?
They're saying they could fit it all in a 32 gigabyte cart.
Well, yeah, I don't know nothing else. Like if you want to play Smash and Witcher, good luck to you.
Yeah.
You better have a second SD card.
Anywho, I guess that's if you're downloading it, but on the cart, it's fine.
I don't know. There's still something has to download off of that.
All right. Ubisoft says Tom Clancy in their event, over or under 5 times. We all said over. So let's see. They talked about Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yeah. Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six. There was that dopey mobile game.
Yeah.
It's 4.
But I'm sure they've mentioned it with their face a couple times.
Yeet!
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah.
Arguable Snail 82.
How's it going tonight?
Oh, they're on Mixer. Thank you so much. They had to have said it with their faces a couple times, right?
I feel they said it with their hearts.
Yeah, so we're all in that one.
Yeah.
What's next?
All E3 week, all studios. How many times would loot box concerns be mentioned? Would it be over or under 25 times?
I think it was under. I think the biggest thing that said no loot boxes was the Avengers game. Other than that, it was not really a whole lot of talk about loot box. Kind of a sweep under the rug kind of deal. So
I said over 25 times. You said under. So you win that one.
Got that one.
All E3 week long, all studios, term less violent or family friendly is mentioned. Would it be over or under 10 times?
I think it was under. I don't remember hearing it at all.
We all said under, so we all won that.
All right.
At EA, the times the Frostbite engine is mentioned.
We might be able to cross those two out because
I'm going to cross.
EA doesn't
didn't
really have a
anything.
show.
Yeah.
So.
And how many remakes or HD titles are announced for EA? And we're going to cross that out.
Yeah. So what are we up to then?
Let's see. I think we tied.
We tied?
Yeah, because we got so many that we all agreed on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we tied. You got 2.
Yeah, because those two cancel out, and that one cancels out. So Dave and I, we tied.
That's it for E3 over and under.
Boy.
Okay, everyone watching, Arguable Snail 82 is trying to get to 100 followers. They are up to 70 right now.
Push
that
to
is
100.
30 short followers away. I'm going to follow them on Mixer. So head on over to Mixer, type in Arguable Snail 82. I don't think that he's that arguable. They seem pretty agreeable so far. Get in there. I will follow. Jeff Roth's going to follow. Yeah. So that's like 2 extra follows right there. 28. That's all we need left. 28 more follows for Arguable Snail 82, and they will hit 100 follows. Folks, that is a small thing to ask, but
it's a good milestone to hit for sure.
Should we get on our knees and beg?
No.
I'm just going to ask. I'm asking you to do it.
Yeah.
All right,
Dave. That's about an hour and a half so of a show today.
Yeah, that seems about right. All right. Any final words? E3 is gone and done and dead and buried. Any last thoughts on E3?
It was some time that we spent.
It was some good time. A lot of time.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed all the live streams that we did, talking over the conferences and the articles we put up over on the sites. And Dave and I worked pretty hard to get this stuff out. Dave did a lot of work that I didn't get to. It was a good time to watch them. I just wish it's a good year for games, bad year for E3.
I would say that's true. But you gotta have the down years so you can really appreciate the good years.
Right.
So anyway,
next week, Sam Show.
Next week, Samurai Showdown. That's what it's gonna be. It's all gonna go down at the Samurai Showdown. Go follow Arguable Snail 82 on Mixer. Go do it. Just 28 follows left until they hit 100. Do it for us. Do it for the snails. It's all good. But yeah, that's about it. We will be back next week with more of the tastiest stuff in gaming. Thanks so much for watching. Head on over to nerdbacon.com to read the tastiest stuff in gaming. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, game a tasty. Good night, everybody.